Well, hello friends, and welcome back to the cabin. We're actually going to get started on the inside of the juice shack. So, y'all hang in there. Anybody home? Well, friends, I don't know how well this is going to come across in here because it's kind of dark, but I guess we'll find out, won't we, when I go to edit. Some people put this on the inside, some people put it on the outside. I figured it might be easier for me to put it on the outside this time. Normally I tuck it back in here. Well, my battery ran out on my stapler, so I'm just stuffing this in here. I'll come back and actually staple it later because I want to start working on the floor. I got to charge the battery. Well, I hope you guys can see here. I didn't put a 2x6 right here, so what I'm going to do is screw in these scrap pieces of 2x4 to give myself a nailer. something that I can actually nail the ceiling down to. Yeah, that's a little better, huh? Well, we are going to try to get... I'm running out of room. That's my problem. Let's see if we can get this turned around and get it up there. My stuff is getting in the way. Try to get all these wires through all these holes here. That. Well, let's see if we can get this one in here. trying to use up all these pieces I've got that I cut off, so I don't have too much of that left over too. I think that I can mount that right up. There's one. There's another one. I'm going to put the lid on it. Let's see. How about that, folks? Looks pretty sharp, doesn't it? Now we'll strip these wires. Okay, we'll tie these things together. There's one. Alright, friends. Now let's see if we can get all this tucked back in there. Okay. Now we got a cover to go on that. How about that? We're going to try to keep them bugs out of here. So I'm running a bead of caulk on all corners and seams. Hopefully this will keep all of the bugs out and they won't be able to get in here to this electronic equipment. Guys, what we're doing now is we're taping this mule tape, that's what they call this white stuff, to these wires, 10 gauge wires that we're pulling through the conduit. I think that'll pass, don't you?
You push it down into the conduit, Jimmy, because it's stiff, it'll help him. Right. Are you there yet? You got wire? Just to make pulling easier, I pulled it back out from where it was.
Dick? Is that it?
Yeah.
I figured out which went to which up there.
You know which one's the front, which one's, so what is it, 1 and 2?
Yeah, the one that's looped around the inverter is the back one.
So this array 1 and array 2. Okay, well, you show me and I'll number them inside. Dancing with fire.
All right, let's see, get that down in there. How much do I have here? Yeah, I think I can get it in right there. Well, friends, Sometimes my help had to leave and we didn't get everything videoed that we done, which I'm going to show you here in just a second. But I got to tell you this little story. Now, we ordered this stuff back in the spring, and I think it came in 3 different shipments. Well, we stored it inside the old sawmill right there because I couldn't take everything in the cabin because I'm kind of I'm pinched for space up here. Let me just say it that way. But anyway, when we got to putting some of the equipment in here yesterday, we realized that we were missing some pieces. And some of those pieces was like these lightning arresters right here. I've got 4 of these. Well, I could only find 2 of them. And then I've got a service manual, which is actually in the house there. Couldn't find the service manual. I had some 1-gauge wire here that was sent. Couldn't find that. Couldn't find the crimp-on tool. And so we were trying to figure out if everything was shipped. Well, you know, it's kind of too late now. Suppose we'll have to pay for this stuff, right? Well, guess what? I came out here and I looked for probably 2 hours for this missing equipment. I went inside that cabin, looked everywhere that I could think of for that service manual. Well, guess what? This box was sitting right by the door for probably the last 2 months, and I walked by it every day, I think 50 times, and it did not dawn on me that this box had this stuff in there. There was gloves sitting on top of it, and I remember taking the box in there. But how many of y'all get like that where you have something right in front of your eyes and you can't see it? Okay, but I just thought that that was funny because we were on the warpath last night, my son and I, on the telephone, because I couldn't find it. And then I just happened to walk over there and I thought, well, you know, these gloves, I'm going to put these gloves up. What's in that box? And there it was. But anyway, that's a funny story because, like I say, I walked by it probably 50 times a day for the last 2 months. Anyway, let's open the door here and I'll show you what we did. All right, this set of wires right here is our first array. This is our second array, and Joe actually labeled them for us right there, which is really nice. This is the one that's going to the cabin. These go out to the 2 ground rods down there, and then here's the bus bar to ground everything else. So we've got plenty of wire left here. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and get me a knockout box and mount that right here so all of this can be coiled up inside, and we just strip the ends back. That way we've got extra wire in case we want to move anything at some point. This up here is the inverter, and everything primarily is built in. These are breakers right here for a generator, and I think line 1 or the grid right here, which we don't have, and then the load, which would be coming from the solar panels. And then this is a battery breaker right here, but I am going to put another disconnect over there. Then it's got a dongle over here that you can actually operate an app on your telephone or your PC with the internet. And then here is the display up here. Alright, this is what holds our batteries. Here they are mounted. We've already got those mounted in right here. And I think these are like 4,000 watts a piece, somewhere around 4,000 to 5,000 watts. So there could be anywhere in the neighborhood of 12 to say 15,000 watts that these could store. And we've got some hardware up here that we'll use to connect all these together. But this, I do have room for 3 more up here that I can actually put in. So in the event that we do that, are able to expand and I need more capacity, I can just add batteries as I need it. Inside this box right here we have the charge inverter that actually goes with this. This is what the generator will hook up to, and I think what this does is it makes sure that the power that's going in is steady and continuous and it doesn't drop or anything like that. So it maintains whatever the batteries need. That's what it allows it to pass through it. So we've got that to hook up in there. This is the plug right here, and then we've also got these wires right here that will help to connect this to a generator in the event that we have overcast days where we can't use the solar panels. And then sitting right here is the EcoFlow air conditioning unit that they sent to us. It's a little bit dusty. It's brand new, but I wasn't able to use it in the cabin because this will only serve about 300 to 400 square feet. But since it's brand new and it's got that extra battery pack on the bottom, we decided to go ahead and use it in here in the summertime to keep things cool. That way, you know, we don't take a chance on ruining the batteries, and it will help to keep the humidity out because it's got a drain where it'll pull the moisture out and we can drain it outside. So I'm not real positive yet, but I think what I'm going to do is build a shelf right here where it sits up, and then it's got an exhaust, so I will have to put a hole in the wall over here to put a vent, and then I'll have to run the drain hose out. But this size right here, I don't think that that'll have any problem cooling this small area right here, and it probably won't even run that often either if I've done a really good job of insulating it and sealing it. So when I come in here in the morning, it's really chilly in here, and it's holding the temperature from all night long in here. Even when the sun is popped out, you open the door and it's kind of puts you in the mind a little bit of a cooler. So I think we've done a good job. These walls are definitely, what, 5.5 inches thick? I think that's it. Not factory lumber, but true lumber, you know, 2x4s. Then we've got the 1-inch 1x10s on the outside. We've got the 1/2 inch material on the inside. We've got the insulation between. We've got it caulked. So I think we've done a pretty good job on the building. I guess we'll see next summer. I wanted to put the vent on this side of the building because it's not going to be that noticeable. At least you won't see it driving up and people walking around up here if it's on this side of the building, because the front and the side and the back's what you see mainly. Now when we get rid of this sawmill here and we build a gazebo over there, this will be a little bit more visible, but at least on this side I kind of feel like it's out of sight and out of mind. So on these solar panels I left myself a little bit of slack right here so that when I change the angle I don't run into a problem. I still need to get a weather head to go on these pipes, and then I need to fasten those straps down when I do that. We still have to go through and plug all of these panels together, which we haven't right here, but that's really all that's left to do is this right here. Then we got to run the number 8 ground wire across and put those little copper pieces on right here to screw these into, and then we should have all of these bonded together. And you watched us on video put the number 6 ground wire in here, so the number 8 will come down and it will connect to this right here, and then we will have everything bonded on both ends of our solar array. So friends, I guess you can see I've still got a whole lot of work to do bonding those panels down there. Hopefully I can get that done next week. And I still got to wire the cabin in there, but as soon as we get that done, we can start connecting all these dots and generating some power. I hope you guys are enjoying this little build. Be sure and leave me some comments and let me know what you think. Anyway, thanks so much for stopping by. We certainly do appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you back up here at the cabin again next time.